So let's spice up your slideshow with Google Slides. Before we go into functions, let's explore what's on your screen. Over here, we have the menu bar, and later we're going to be going into the File and Insert sections of this menu bar. Down here, we have your toolbar. Later, we'll be exploring the text toolbar and the image toolbar. Over here on the left, you have your slide navigation pane, which shows all of the different slides that are part of your PowerPoint. We're going to go over some important buttons for you to know, and also the speaker notes down here. So going back to your menu bar, the most important part of your menu bar is over here where you have File, which allows you to share, create a new slideshow, open a slideshow, import slides, and make copies of your slides. You can also rename your slideshow over here or by clicking up on the top. The other button that's important in your menu bar is the Insert button. This drop-down menu will let you insert images, text box, videos, and shapes, as well as comments. Next, we have your toolbar on the bottom. So the toolbar changes based on what you have selected in your slide. Right now, I haven't selected anything yet, so we have our default toolbar. Our default toolbar has undo and redo. It has the option of printing, and it has the option of inserting different elements into your slide. Over here, you can add a comment, change the background, and apply a different layout or a theme, or pick a transition. This is the main bar that you'll be using over here, which is inserting new slides, and also picking a new layout for the slide that you want to insert. Now, if I select a text in my slide, you're going to see that the toolbar changes into a text toolbar. What that means is you're going to be able to edit your text from the toolbar here, which allows you to change the fill of your border as well as the width and type of border you have. It'll allow you to change the text of the font, the size of your font, bold, italicize, underline, or change the color or highlight of your font. You can also insert a link or a comment, as well as create bulleted or numbered lists. You can change the spacing and alignment of your font right here. There are also other format options for your font, which we will get into later. Now, if I select an image, now that I've selected an image, the toolbar has changed so that I can create a border around my image. I can include a link that my image links to, and I can also format my image or replace the image with something else. In the next video, you can watch the process of how I turn a bubble map into a slide, and in that video, you'll be able to watch me include text and images into a slide. Now let's talk about the slide navigation pane on the left. What this allows me to do is duplicate slides, delete slides, and change the order of slides very easily. If I wanted to create a new slide that was similar to this one, I could right-click it and click Duplicate Slide. Very similarly, I can also Control-C and Control-V to copy and paste this slide and duplicate it. Let's say I don't want this slide and I want to delete it. I can right-click and click Delete. Or similarly, I can hit the Delete button on my keyboard and it will also delete the slide. If I wanted this slide to be before this one, all I need to do is click on this one and drag it up to change the order. If I wanted it down here, similarly, I could click it and drag it down here. Now let's talk about speaker notes. In this box on the bottom, you can include notes for this specific slide that only you can see during your presentation. You can either type your notes Or you can go up to Tools and select Voice Type Speaker Notes. That way, when you're editing your slide and you're coming up with different ideas for what you want to say, you can very simply say them out loud. What kind of books and genres did they explore? Question mark. Did they ever have ideas about stories when they were younger? Question mark. What kind of stories did their parents tell them? Question mark. As you can see, while I was talking, the words appeared in my speaker notes. Cool tool, right? Now let's talk about the important buttons here on the right. What these buttons allow you to do are to view your comment history, which is the comments that you and collaborators are making on this slide. Remember, comments are different from speaker notes. There's also the Present button, which allows you, if you chose, to do Presenter View. Presenter View means that you can view your slide, your notes, a timer, and the next slide in your presentation while your audience only sees the slides on an extended screen. This is very nifty if you don't want to bring flashcards with you, or if you want to make sure that you're reaching a time limit in your speech. This button allows you to share your PowerPoint with either specific email addresses or to anyone who has the link to your PowerPoint. Once you've shared with collaborators, another neat tool is you can go to File and select Email Collaborators in case you have any notes that you wanted to make sure that everyone who's collaborating on the PowerPoint were able to receive. So let's dive deeper into how you can take ideas from your bubble map or your free write and turn it into a slide. If you can recall, I was creating a PowerPoint to explain to parents the benefits that writing short stories or novels can have upon their children. I had 3 main points: that writing stories can help their children develop emotionally, mentally, and give them decision-making skills. Those are my 3 main points. Each of those points had subpoints, and one of those subpoints was that children can develop the emotional skill of confidence. So I've typed up a list of how storytelling can boost confidence within children. These I want to turn into bullets. So I'm going to go ahead and select them and create a bulleted list. Let's say I wanted to upload an image on this side. I would click on this icon of a mountain, which provides me with a couple of different options of how I can import a photo. You can either upload it as a file from your computer or search the web. I'm going to search the web. And I can easily move it by clicking it and dragging it. I can also crop this photo by clicking the crop icon right here. Google Slides makes it very easy to see where the main lines in your PowerPoint are. If you see a red line, that either means the midway point or the edge of the PowerPoint. Once you finish cropping your image, I'm going to go ahead and send it to the back so I can see my text. I'm going to do that by selecting Order and Send to Back. Now my text is not showing up very well on this photo, so I'm going to go ahead and change the color by selecting the text color box. And I'm also going to select Format Options and add a drop shadow behind my text so it stands out from the photo. You can mess around with these controls to make your drop shadow more pronounced or less pronounced. Because I want my emotional skills to stand out as well, I'm going to add a drop shadow to that as well. Now, you can tell that my text here is not very centered. If I wanted to center it, I can move my text box very easily by clicking it and dragging it. If I felt that my text was too big and I wanted to change not only this text, but all of the text within my slide, I can click on a point above and draw a square that selects all the elements that I want to change. Sometimes you're going to select elements that you don't want to change. I like the size of this photo the way that it is, so I'm going to deselect it by clicking Control on my keyboard and holding it, and then clicking the photo. I've now deselected the photo and have only the text selected. Now I do want it smaller, so I'm going to shrink everything down a little bit. And you see all the elements that I had selected are now smaller than they were before. I'm feeling pretty good about this slide. I'm liking that everything looks pretty centered. There's a photo that shows the message I'm trying to convey in this slide. And I don't have too many elements in my bulleted list. Remember, you want to keep your list to a maximum of 4 points. Because I am a bit pickier and I want to make sure my slide looks good, I'm actually going to make the font of this a little bit smaller so that my text falls neatly within a line. There, that looks much better. So we've gone over the different options that are on your page. We've gone over how you can change aspects about your slide with the menu bar, change text or images with the toolbar, change the order of your slides in the slides panel, and even add notes and share your PowerPoint with other people. Your challenge before we begin the next class is to take your bubble map or your free write and turn your ideas into slides. Then create an introductory slide that introduces your main focus points, as well as a conclusion slide that has a call to action and summarizes your focus points. I'll see you in the next class.